Good afternoon, everybody. We have a quorum. And we have three guests, four guests, I'm sorry.
Welcome.
Please review the minutes as presented. Are there any corrections to the minutes? I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
Okay. Motion made by Patricia Caputo, seconded by Stuart Richland. All right, we're going to go to management report. Donald, you're up.
Hello, everyone. Kind of a slow week. Few things going on. The paving repairs will resume next week. Mostly in the eastern part of Century Village, but some other spots as well. You might have noticed that the handrail right out here by the Okeechobee entrance was damaged by one of our buses, and it's getting fixed today, and Academy is going to fill. We have one plus stop warning on Century Boulevard across from the medical center. It was damaged in the last storm. 3 days ago, they a southern awning put on a new awning. Came out really nice. Other than that, the South Canal project progresses. The surveyors were still working as of this week. Once the survey work is complete, the next step will be to get the engineering study done, which will be the plan to dredge out that canal. So that is progressing. And it's official. We now own South Canal.
Oh, so
every bit. It belongs to us all now. Last thing, and this came up last couple of days. As you know, our Century Village blog, which was set up by Dave Israel probably about 12, 13 years ago, has become infected by a virus, malware. Specifically, some of the links have been taken over by Chinese pornography and gambling sites. Google finally caught up, and they put an advisory on that you have to click through to get to the blog. So we're gonna basically put that information out this week, that that blog should not be clicked on anymore. It's now dangerous. Joanne and others are working on a new set UCO blog or a UCO website, which Joanne's going to give you more details about. This will become the new official outlet for UCO.
like a new blog?
Yeah, in the blog. It's not going to be a blog.
Yeah, it's communication hub.
Yeah.
For me, a communication hub. I like it.
And we'll get the word out that that's, you know, we've got our blog alone. We're going to see if we can get that out next year, you know. And we'll have a new updated website that everyone can get their information from. It'll be reliable, and so that's happening now. So it's kind of all I got from now, guys. Let you guys have anything for me, including the guests, if you have anything.
Let's ask you a question.
Sure.
You know, new cameras, were they installed yet? Is that what we're speaking about?
Some more, but not all of them.
Okay.
So we're waiting on them. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Guys are taking it easy on me. I can tell.
We have bidding.
Well, we have
We're trying.
the end of the year. We're trying not to make it.
I'm waiting for my turn this one.
Oh, fair enough.
Do we have a treasurer's report?
Good morning, all.
Good
Hope everybody had a good holiday and look forward to a healthy and a happy new year going forward to everybody. Minor comment, Mr. Fausto, you didn't have a vote on the minutes. You just had a second. So I think that should be noted. Small. As far as going forward, I think that a lot of improvement could be made in a lot of areas, including the financial area and everything else. I just heard that we are substituting what has been on for a long time as Mr. Israel's blog. So I'd just like to ask a question. Is that because Mr. Israel is stepping down, or why?
No, this is forces outside all of our control, Ed. We only noticed it when Google caught it, and then we did some investigation and found that there was some corruption there. So,
Okay.
it's time, Ed. It's time to come up with something that's a little more modern, a little more. So.
Well, I haven't been around, but we really don't have a website.
We will.
You're about to hear a report on that, Ed. Just when it's Joanne's turn, you'll hear some more details, okay?
Because a blog and a website are two different things.
We know that.
Thank you, Ed.
Okay.
Other than that, I look forward to a more fruitful year in the sense that, which I've been expounding forever, we're now almost at 6% on FDIC CDs. So I don't want to take up everybody else's time, but if you notice, I postponed the finance meeting for a bunch of reasons. And that's one of them besides the medical reason, which is prevailing. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, so no treasurer's reports. All right. Patricia, we'll start with the vice president's report, please.
Why don't you go to them? I forgot what I said. Go to Stuart or Joanne.
Stuart.
A couple of things. The drainage on the roads are creating a problem, and one of the problems that I noticed as I was driving around is that cars, instead of staying in their lane, they are scooting over to the other lane to go around it, which means that more than once I've seen them cut from the right lane to the left lane because of the road the way it's curved, almost cutting people off and so on. And it's a consideration. So I know that you've talked about it before, and I think that somewhere along the line we have to take a look at what areas are not draining well, and perhaps putting the drains in there to alleviate that problem.
So Stu, right now, what we're concentrating on is Century Boulevard. We have an engineer working on that. As a matter of fact, I believe I see his report in my email. I haven't even cracked it open yet. Those are pretty big flooding areas, and you're right, people are swerving around it. So we're going to tackle that first. But I'd say next, and almost certainly for 2024 as a project, we go around. I've been documenting all of those spots. Just take a picture of it while I drive around. What's happening is at the corners where people come out of the sections and go into the main road, that's where you're seeing the ponding, for the most part, right? The solution to that is we're going to have to rework the swales. Most of those areas don't have a real drain connected to them. They're supposed to go into those grass swales, but the grass swales over the years have become upshaped. They're not. So they're going to have to be dug out. So definitely on my list for 2024 as a project. When this last became a problem was in 2018, which is the last time we had, what do you call this, El Nino or El Nino? This is the last time we had all this rain where it became a problem. We addressed some of them, and then things were dry for a while. So definitely 2024, we're gonna get to that on my list.
You're aware of Greenbrier C, they don't have a proper drain, and I don't even think they have enough swell there to.
Got a French drain, it doesn't work. It doesn't work right.
The water really goes way up.
And it's on the far end, the right as you're facing the house. I'm not sure how that's gonna be addressed. Here's why I'm holding off on it.
Okay,
We're about to start to see construction on that adjacent property.
okay,
My thought there is that once that construction is up and running, that's when we make contact with the project manager and say, can you help us alleviate this drainage problem? And I don't think it'll be a problem.
okay,
What
that makes sense.
years ago, a previous CAN actually put in a drain and then ran a piece of drain tilage out
I
into
know,
that property.
they cut it off.
It's been crushed almost.
Yeah, I know, it's,
And it was, it wasn't our property to do it to
I know.
anyway, but it was done.
I know,
So,
because it goes all the ways down, I mean, it's really
Yeah, right.
big, what you saw it.
Yeah, and it takes 7 hours for it to completely
Correct.
drain off.
Correct.
So, yeah, we'll get to it bit by bit.
Okay.
All right?
Anything else, Stuart?
Yeah, we've been getting a bunch of calls of people who have had near accidents going out the Haverhill Gate. We had a sign there that says, do not give the traffic coming out from the synagogue right away. And I know I've answered 2 or 3 calls telling the people that just because it's green doesn't mean you have to shoot across, that there is a sign and you have to go slowly. So
Right,
there's an accident waiting to happen. And what I've also seen, because I've been going in and out of the gates, and you can't help but see things. And one of the other projections, people coming down from Community Drive and making turns into the property before the synagogue. They're zipping across and cutting traffic off, and they're going across the WO lines.
oh, yes.
And that's again a scary proposition.
Occasionally one of them flips or goes into our fence, happens about once a year.
Yeah.
So it's wacky races out there.
So and with the increased number of people coming down, with the Canadians especially, we had so many Canadian barcodes put on more than I can remember from the year before. So we've got a lot of people here who come from places where the driving rules and regulations are somewhat different than ours, and I'm just waiting for something to happen, and I just hope people just drive
So I
slow.
can tell you that the county engineering is definitely keeping an eye on that intersection. Obviously, there was new signalization put up at the synagogue's expense. And that was supposed to alleviate that problem.
Well,
They are
crossed.
keeping an eye on it. I
Yeah.
don't know what the solution is, but about everybody just slow down and take a look around before you burst into the road,
And just one other observation, when we were at the operations meeting, we got the reports, and I know one of the items on the reports was the sale of new units had dropped dramatically.
It's not that.
And I didn't get a chance to ask her if they have any reasons for it, but I just thought that either the cost of the new units are going up beyond what normal people could afford, or that there are less and less sales
That's what.
because there are less and less available, and they're getting clobbered with the economy, overall economy, and so that's just another observation about the changing economic conditions of the village that concern me, because I would rather have less sales in order to keep a great deal of stability. But what's happening is, and we've talked about it over and over again, even over a year ago, the number of people coming in and wanting us to do something for them when they should know what they should do originally, even before they come in here, the lack of information transmission from the buildings in which they live. And that is another issue. We tell people, we talk to them nicely, but we can see the frustration that they are experiencing by getting bounced around here and there, and UCO and WPRF and Seacrest and all the other stuff. But let's hope 24 will bring in a change.
I want to answer 2 things, if I may. One, Eva did say the reason is because there's less units. There aren't that many
Stock
units to
isn't
sell. You don't have as many, they came in, the influx from all over, and they took the best apartments, there's a few that are available that are whatever they are. And that's one of the reasons it dropped.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was the reason, availability.
Yeah, another thing is, as we do, every association, when you get new people in, should be explaining to them where to go, what to do, as we tell them. Because a lot of people come in and they're angry, they're frustrated because they don't have a clue what to do.
Yeah.
Can you give me an idea? No, the idea is from, the clubhouse, but they don't know anything. There's a lot of buildings, I'm sure you know, James knows too, a lot of boards not around, they're not cooperative, they don't want to be bothered, you moved in, this is your unit, goodbye. So it isn't fair to the new people coming in, but it's not really up to UCO to give the guidelines, like
We've said that over and over again.
regulations. I could give you the rules and regulations to my building, but not to yours, because every building is different.
Yeah.
So.
No, I have a sense of sympathy for these people because they're very frustrated.
Absolutely.
I guess if I were in the issues, I would feel the same way, but,
And to be fair, this is a somewhat complicated community where you have to go to 3 different places, your association, the ID office at the clubhouse and here to get all the things you need to live here. It's not like that in most other places. Most places you go to the clubhouse, everything's in one shot.
kind of add insult to injury, that we had to have a dozen people could virtually not speak English at all. And we had to get what's named from security to come in and go outside with them and translate slowly so they can digest.
The funny thing is, they say to me, but how come you people don't speak Spanish? I said, how come you can say that sentence and you can't speak English? I'm sorry, this is America. I mean, people come from all over Italy, whatever. You have to learn.
Yeah.
Not that we have to have interpreters. So, when I went to other countries, I had to learn their language.
Well, outside of that, it's raining and it's not finishing my.
So with that, okay.
No, because they not. The banking, I could rest this afternoon, not yesterday, boy, oh boy. I was like inside a bass drum. It was.
Yeah,
Anything else, Stuart?
No, that's.
All right, Patricia.
Okay, oh God, I wish I could read what I wrote here.
I do your notes, but.
I can't, they say you can't, when you can't see, you don't write, I just. The one thing I want to bring up, I don't know if this is the appropriate time or not, when they start, to dig up. Of course, when they start the work.
Yeah.
I think we should meet with them to discuss the people who are right around that area. That's Edge, Greenbrier, whatever. Then perhaps they could provide some kind of coverage for our roof so that we don't get it into the vents. Because we are gonna get a lot of dust and I'm asthmatic.
Once that work starts, we will almost certainly have meetings with the project managers.
Okay, that's what I want.
That goes without saying.
Okay, that's one of the issues I wanted to bring.
There's gonna be dust, you guys are gonna have dust, there's no two ways about it.
I know that we're gonna have to leave.
I'm telling you guys what to do is to weather strip your apartments, just get a
Well,
weather stripping kit.
One unit owner came and spoke to me that they're worried about the dust getting into the central air conditioning units on the roof and damaging
But
their
that's
air
legit.
conditioning. Yeah, I know this.
I know about the.
And I don't really know how you would,
Well, his
other
suggestion,
than they're supposed to keep wet, they're supposed to.
they're supposed to wet it down, but his suggestion was that they put money in escrow, any damage done to their air conditioning units to those houses around there, that they be held responsible. Which I don't know if it's gonna, that was his suggestion.
That deal, the time to make that deal was probably
Well,
before we made the deal with Ken.
well, I
would have thought.
I'll have to leave it to you.
anything else?
One other thing, I believe I read that. It was temporarily you have those rubber things that are flexible that people still go over to the line, like when you're going, but we were going into Century Village. People were coming.
The line delineators.
Yeah,
those
they
posts, yes.
Are they going to put up like a cement medium wall?
Yes, you're talking about
The delineators.
the ones in front of Allure.
Yeah,
The yellow ones,
Yeah,
those are temporary, that's where the new concrete median.
They are gonna come to you.
So says our county commission.
Okay.
Well, I hope so, because we're going in, someone's coming out, what
When
do
are
you
they
think?
gonna do anything until?
To not
Reflection
to
Day is next to go?
No, I heard
Oh, you know?
Yeah.
Greg said June.
They do it twice.
No, they said June 2020.
Yeah, no, he said June.
Yeah, he said it's in.
The issue there, which I'm gonna talk to, I really should talk to Niels about it. They put the delineators up, but they left the turning signal arrows on the
Yes.
road. So people are turning into the cone. I saw a UPS truck and a Prime truck go around them. You know, because there's an arrow there that says you can make a left.
I'm just astounded that those delineators are still there. I
Yeah, I
think
know.
the first SWAT truck that went by. is gone.
But that's something I gotta talk to Neil, they should cover that turning arrow.
They're coming out, we're going in, they're coming out, I'm like, oh my God, stop.
Well,
That's about it.
All right, I'm saving Joanne for last, David Boaz.
I really have nothing to bring to the table with it.
Okay, well, you all get a second bite. Joanne, you're up.
well,
Here it comes.
as I've been informed, the David's blog, which we all have to remember, it's David's blog, it's not a UCO anything, it's not an official anything. UCO doesn't support that. Anyway, it provides a lot of information to David, who is the president. And the blog has been compromised and is dangerous at this point. I would not advise anybody to click past those Google links and go into those blogs, because we've had numerous occasions. Ruth, your computers have all been locked up because of that blog. And I've had at least
I don't even know it yet.
no, we fixed it. But there's been a number of people that have called and they're horrified because they're getting into porn sites and it's just, I mean, it's a mess. So this morning at 8 o'clock, I met with our provider, our IT guy, who is, as we speak, activating a new site that we will use as a communication hub, and it will officially be a UCO facility. And we will use it for a number of things, one of which will be what we've known as the blog. We will also be using it for the MailChimp that is currently employed to get Donald's weekly report out and all of the videos that I post to, you know, all the meetings and things, etc. And we'll have a bunch of other features, like the TV will stream to it. So I'm calling it a communication hub. And what I'm gonna ask is that the president reactivate the communication committee. Because it's a standing committee by the bylaws that has not been active. Meaning there have not been monthly meetings, there has been no membership, but I'm gonna ask that we activate the communications committee. And use it and have 3 divisions. Have the newspaper as one, have the TV stations as one, and have other data communications and social media as a 3rd member that we would be reporting monthly to the community on the progress of those 3 aspects of our communications committee. And I think it's really important that we do this. What I asked Steve to do in activating this new website is to give priority to security. That it has to be a secure site so that nobody will ever again feel that they're putting their computer at risk by using it. I want it to be as friendly as we can possibly make it and secure for people, that they don't ever have to feel this way again. Because it's a terrible feeling to have your computer locked up with a Trojan horse or to get something like a porn site in your face, you know? I mean, it just, I think it's, it's despicable, but my priority is that this never happen again. So going forward within the next probably 48 hours, I should be able to announce the new website and we'll be sending a MailChimp out, we'll be sending, so maybe over the weekend, but it will be no later than Tuesday. Before, you know, the new year, I wanna get it launched and up, just so people are at ease, because we're getting, in the last 3 days, it just seems like one day it started and it's snowballing now. At which that's what happens when these things get corrupted, they start to snowball. I'm getting more and more people telling me that there's a problem, so I wanna nip it in the bud, get rid of it and move on, so. That's it,
That's good.
that's my report.
I had a virus, they shut
I
down.
just want to make an observation, the films over the weekend were really charming.
Oh, I'm glad you like them, Laura will like that,
Yes.
there's somebody taking care of that for me.
I just wonder if we could expand that.
We're gonna try,
Okay,
yeah,
that
I have a
The
movie
type-
box.
and
Yeah.
the days,
Well, that's part of this committee.
okay,
I want this committee to have input like that,
Yeah.
you know, what other things would you like to see, you know?
Yeah.
And I have a movie buff that would love to do it, so I'm really excited about going forward.
good,
You know,
because
programming for us, you know?
there are a lot of stay-ins that
Exactly.
really don't like what's on the normal
That's why.
commercial television, and it's commercial free.
We might
Which-
wanna,
Oh.
yeah, we might wanna look at maybe putting a couple of dollars of budget away. Because we're only getting 3 movies right now, I have no budget for the TV.
Yeah.
So we might wanna, if
To
the
consider.
users want, they might want it to get a little higher grade. You know, like I wanted to see The King and I, you can't get that unless you
Yeah.
subscribe to something.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so maybe we'll, you know, if people like it, we get enough input, we'll put a couple dollars in and then we'll buy some movies.
I think it's really it's a luxury that the people in Century Village could enjoy.
Yeah, and you know, to me, I wanna get the viewers in, that's my whole reason to do this, is to get people watching their TV. Because that's how you communicate with people, and you get them regularly tuning into those channels. So that they can be alerted to anything that's going on, and you know, it could be a safety issue too,
Yeah.
you know?
You're getting more people than was before.
We are.
This is interesting,
We are.
absolutely, people
We
tell me that all the
definitely are.
time. Mhm.
So.
Okay.
So noted.
Yep. Good for you.
Next, Miss Ruth, you're up.
Yeah, so I am. Okay, I have nothing but good reports for you.
Here's financial reports for the Yuko Reporter, if you wanna pass them out. So that everybody,
Thank you.
I am,
Oh. Give
I
that to him.
I gave it to
All right,
Tom.
there's one left, okay. As you can see, for the year 2023, we are ahead, $8 short of $14,000. Not too shabby, about $11.66 a month. So we had a good year. In addition, we have only $295 out. And it's from 2 advertisers who no longer advertise with us. One is for $75, the other one is $220. I see the one in here all the time, getting business in our community, which annoys me a lot, because I can't keep them out. However, our bookkeeper, when he sends out invoices, is going to let them know it's going forward into collection plus 18%. We'll see what happens, we'll try to collect it. But it really aggravates me.
Who's gonna handle the collections?
Excuse me,
Who is going to handle the collections?
we are,
Chris?
Does it go into collections then?
But if he actually does it, it will be he who
It's gonna
does
be
it.
Chris.
yes,
Absolutely, yeah, Chris,
Yes.
not I, no. And so it's a good thing because it's a small amount of money, but it's annoying nonetheless. The other one doesn't advertise anymore, but it's not something that would come into the village with a marked truck working. And that's about all I have to say. Now, Joanne mentioned meetings prior to now, when Joy Vestal was editor. may she rest in peace, she did a wonderful job. She would hold a monthly meeting, but she would talk for 1 hour nonstop. I'm not gonna do that. I will not do that.
Thank you.
Come in, I'll say what I can say. Right now, I can be done in 2 minutes. Whack. But yes, I'll attend those meetings, and if any of my writers, I don't have a staff. Any of my writers wanna come there, of course, they can. I don't think they will, a lot of them are not in any shape to come in. And I'll be looking for new writers along the way. And that's about all I can tell you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question about, with the general UCO meetings, they're talking about not hiring people that are not licensed contractors and that kind of thing. But aren't there a lot of them advertising in the UCO paper?
Not in my paper, not if they're not licensed, no, who for instance?
Well, I don't have a name, but when I look at them, I don't see them advertising the license number.
They don't all put it, they used to do it, I don't know why they stopped, but yes, they're licensed, I won't take them if they're not.
We keep a current license and
Right.
insurance
I
on
mean,
file
If you
when we
use,
renew their contract.
if you use them, we don't guarantee you're gonna like their work,
Right.
but they are
Well, I'm
licensed.
just saying, I was looking through there and I'm like,
Yeah,
well, I don't know whether this guy is licensed or
they
not.
are, they are, I wouldn't
So
take
maybe
them.
they should start putting their.
Well, I
No.
can request it of the ad person on the West Coast. I can ask her to request of them to add it to their.
But can't someone
Yeah.
take their number and use it?
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
think the reason they don't put it, I think someone who's not so honest can take that
Let me-
number and use it.
Yeah, let me ask you, why do you think that's important?
Well, because if I was gonna hire somebody
Hmm?
and I'm looking at the UCO paper and
Yeah.
I don't see that they're licensed or whatever, I'm gonna go outside.
I agree,
And use somebody who is not in the paper advertising.
right,
But
I
you know-
agree that it is important, I agree with you, it is important, we want licensed people on.
But you do have license.
Well, most,
They all are
That's what I'm
licensed,
saying,
Right.
but you have,
but
in the paper, they're all licensed.
but she doesn't see a
It's not
license number.
advertised. I think they're afraid to put it in the
Well,
paper.
They,
Well-
they used to, they don't.
Even if they put
No.
the words
Excuse me.
licensed
Yeah,
and.
let-
personal experience,
Should help.
okay? I had some work done. Had a license number. I had that license looked up, perfectly clean record. Guess what? It didn't belong to that vendor. It belonged to somebody else.
Yeah.
So all we can do, when they give us a contract, we ask that they supply us with a business license and insurance. So all we like Ruth said, we can't guarantee their work. But we can guarantee that whoever comes into our paper, that at the time that we're giving us the information, they're licensed and insured. If they drop it 30 days later, we don't know.
Mhm.
But we try every best. We used to have a vendor catalog at the front
Yeah.
desk, preferred vendors. We did away with that because people weren't happy, they had a bad experience. The same thing with the UCO report. We try our best to give people in the village the ability to go through there and know that in there, when they ask, we ask at the time that we took the ad, they gave us a license and insurance. Okay, we can't ask them every week, we need your license, your insurance. It's up to you to follow through. That's why we recommend getting 2, 3, 4 estimates for whatever work that you're doing. And it's up to you to choose what you're doing. But personally, from personal experience, okay, that number in there doesn't mean anything. Okay,
Well,
we can ask for
I
it.
would feel better if they said licensed and insured, because then
Well,
I would ask them for them
well,
licensed and
that's,
look it
yeah,
up.
that's really up to you.
Yeah.
As the
And
person,
then, and then the ones that say, handyman, it's like, I got the feeling. Obviously wrongly, at the last big UCO meeting that. You shouldn't be having a handyman because they're not.
handymen are licensed and insured.
If I
They-
take, excuse
Yeah,
me,
go ahead.
Council, if I take a contract and they don't fill in their license, they're too lazy to go look for it. It's not there, I email them. Please send me your number, I'll use the email, I'll fill it in myself, you don't have to resubmit. That's how I know that all license.
And when you say a contract, you mean an advertising contract?
We take, oh yeah, we have contracts with everybody.
Typically, a handyman, there is no state license for handyman.
No.
There's a very limited range of things that a unlicensed handyman can do. That things that don't require licensure, and it's a very short list. But they are required, at least to be in our newspaper, to have a business tax receipt.
Yes.
So that shows that they're not licensed, but certified to, they pay their tax to operate in Palm Beach County. But like I said, what can a handyman do for you? I mean, he can put your lights up. He can do minor stuff.
Same with cleaning people.
Cleaning people.
They don't have license.
None of these require.
Wasn't something you do, it's not 100%.
But for the purposes of the newspaper, we do require a certificate of insurance and a business tax receipt from Palm Beach County.
Okay, so I can relax a little bit.
Yes.
I'm doing my research.
No, we've always made a point not to put fly-by-nights in the newspaper. For that reason, when I was never a snowbird, I was a snowflake. When I came here for a week at a time, or 10 days, and I needed screens or something, I used that newspaper, that was my reference. And that's, you know, just want to get the thing done and go back to New York. So, I always remember that people do use that newspaper as a resource. So we're careful.
Now I can feel better about it.
And if you have a question about handyman and stuff, have you watched the planning and zoning video where they talk about it? It's on 592 Monday through Friday.
Yep.
From 9 AM to 9 PM. I have it on a loop right now. It was a presentation.
Last week.
Yes, I did hear the big presentation.
Yeah, so I mean, I know it's boring to sit through all of it, but if you have those kind of questions, you know,
Did you
a lot
find
of that stuff is
Did
answered.
you find that presentation helpful?
Yes, but mostly I got concerned about I might hire somebody who's not, or have to do extra research, even on a handyman, or, you know, whatever, kind of scares me.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah, it's the same thing you would do if you were buying a car.
I think I just.
You go from place to place and you ask questions. And you wanna know what you're getting for what you're paying and what kind of a deal you're getting. And that's the way you have to deal when you're dealing with people who are coming into your building to do work for the whole building or just for your unit alone. You have to ask the questions and you have to be knowledgeable about what you're doing. So if you're not really have experience dealing with contractors, then you have to ask people who are more experienced, what do you ask? And how should I react to the answers that I get? And then follow up with other people who may have used that person. Were you satisfied? If they were, then you do it. You know, you continue with them. It's not easy for a person who has no experience in the business world dealing with business issues. Even common sense sometimes does not take you in the right direction.
That's it.
I make sure they give me insurance on the building and myself, whatever work is done. And if they refuse it, don't use it because they don't pay extra for that.
Okay.
Just so you should know.
Anything else? Second bite at the apple, anybody?
No.
Any questions that have not been answered? Anybody else?
Your report.
Yeah,
My report is simple.
all right.
Everything that needed to be said was said.
That was your.
And I'm looking forward to 2024 and moving on with a lot of projects that need to be administered and continued or restarted. That's all I'm gonna say at this point.
Hey, I call for an adjournment.
Okay. Second it. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Joanne, when you get a chance, shut the recording away.
I'm sorry.
Happy holidays to everyone. Happy healthy New Year.
Who said a couple of
Did a fine job.
talking
You did,
about
man.
speed,
Fine
like,
job.
speed limit. You said, nobody drives 25.
Did you have a specific question? You were.
But I would say more of a general statement, but there are a lot of people.
I thought you were thinking about asking.